Hey everyone, it's Flackfire. Battlefield 1 will soon be getting its own night map. Set during the Second Battle of the Aisne in 1917 along the Chemin, Nivelle Nights has been added to the game's community test environment. For this video, I'll talk about my general impressions of the map and save most of the historical stuff for a more in-depth video. Nivelle Nights seems to be an effort from DICE to address a couple community requests for more trench maps and some night fighting. It's heavily focused on trench lines and the no man's land that has consumed the French countryside. There are 6 objectives on the map: 2 within the French lines, 2 within the German trench lines, and 2 in no man's land between the defensive networks. Naturally, this helps each side control the objectives closest to their spawn while fighting over the destroyed cathedral and tank graveyard in the center of the map. Despite this design, the matches I played on Nivelle Nights were very mobile. The map is large, and it almost feels too big, even for 64 players. A great deal of time is spent running from one objective to another without bumping into much resistance. Each side gets a tank and cavalry, but on a huge map, their impact is lessened considerably. Combat on Nivelle Nights seems to be primarily medium to long range. I will give DICE some serious props for populating no man's land with plenty of cover in the forms of destroyed tanks, trees, and other debris to keep it from being a sniper's paradise like certain sections of Sinai Desert and Giant Shadow. You will bump into enemies in the zigzag trenches, which creates tense close-quarters encounters. I also often found myself going over the top to attack enemies in parallel trench lines. The low-light environment presents some unique challenges, like making sure you don't cast a silhouette against the moonlit and star-covered sky. It also creates an actual use for the radium sights on some of the game's weapons, which I really enjoy using. Still, it's not terribly difficult to see enemy players on Nivelle Nights, and I wish the environment was a bit darker. This would place more value on the weapons that can equip radium sights in the Scout class and allow for more sneaky gameplay, which I feel Battlefield 1 kinda left behind. Unfortunately, scope sniper rifles still throw some scope glint, even at night. Scope glint disappears in the fog and rain in Battlefield 1, so I feel like it shouldn't be present at night, or it should at least be greatly reduced. Graphically, the map is a little bit rough around the edges, literally when you look around the edge of the maps, but it does have plenty of wow factor with a twilight sky, spotlights, and there are even trench rats. And those trench rats will actually play tricks on your eyes in your peripheral vision, which actually adds another fun layer to Nivelle Nights. I was only able to play Conquest on the map, but for those few games, Nivelle Nights didn't have the going-over-the-top kind of feeling I'd hoped to experience in a true trench map. Of course, I only played the map on Conquest, so I'd imagine the map would better suit the Frontlines game mode in this regard. I also think it has to do with the inherently more modern style of warfare encouraged by the automatic and semi-automatic weapons featured in Battlefield 1. Additionally, I had expected to find more stationary weapons. If the Fog of War game mode or hardcore settings were featured on Nivelle Nights, I think it would quickly become one of the more popular maps in Battlefield 1. The gas from gas grenades looks really creepy in the moonlight. Throw in some fog and you're one step closer to the actual horror of the trenches. Overall, I enjoyed playing on Nivelle Nights, but it could use some small improvements. Even with 64 players, the map seemed a little empty. Tightening up the spaces between objectives or adding more vehicles might help remedy this. Support for the Frontlines game mode, I would say, is a must with this map. That said, it is a refreshing change to play a night map in Battlefield 1. DICE announced Nivelle Nights is coming out in June for Premium Pass owners, which gives them plenty of time to sort out what amounts to really very minor issues. Releasing the map as a premium-only feature is a bit perplexing to me, however. This is a departure from the previous one-off Giant Shadow map and the community maps in Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, which were granted to everyone as part of an update. It might be that premium owners get early access to the map in June and then it's released later to everyone else. We just don't know. Regardless, I'll keep you informed of any new developments regarding Nivelle Nights and Battlefield 1 in general. But what are your thoughts on Nivelle Nights? Are you interested in night maps? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share on websites like Facebook and Twitter, and of course, subscribe. To take your Battlefield 1 game to the next level, check out the Battlefield 1 Ultimate Utility app with a link in the video description. And as always, thanks for watching.